In this episode, we're looking at our biggest shopping regrets ever.
Welcome back to The Schmooze, our weekly
Menswear podcast.
That's right. I'm Max.
I'm Gabriel, the Mensch on Instagram. Okay, so let's get right into it. We're going to talk about our biggest shopping
But before
regrets.
we do so,
Scent of the day.
you know it.
Common Sense.
Scent of the day. Today we're wearing F Black by Ferragamo. What an excellent fragrance. Have you ever smelled La Nuit de l'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent? Same exact smell for half, if not a quarter of the price. It's like $20 for the biggest size. It smells awesome. You have it on you. You're wearing it also.
Wait, where'd you buy it from?
I bought this from FragranceNet.com, not a sponsor, which they were, but it's an aromatic, fresh, spicy, a little bit sweet. It smells great. If you ever smelled La Nuit, you know what I'm talking about. Jeremy Fragrance talks about La Nuit. It's very similar.
Nice. I like this fragrance a lot. It's more powdery.
It's a little powdery, more of a dress-up fragrance. Not every day. Definitely a winter, but it smells great.
But I like, especially for beginners. If anybody's watching that's like doesn't know fragrance so well, if it's an inexpensive fragrance and you get a lot for your money, can't go wrong. 100%.
It's a people pleaser. Moving right into today's topic, our biggest regrets.
Biggest shopping regret.
So you want to go first?
I'll go first. I think mine's a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
My biggest shopping regret actually happens... Well, I have two different ones that I want to talk about. The first one is a pair of boots that I bought from DSW, okay? So now, the thing is, Wolverine 1000 Miles, they make very, very good boots. They're probably the biggest competitor to Red Wing, which obviously I'm a huge fan of. And they were selling them in DSW on the clearance rack when I was there, and it was half off of $200. And I remember seeing them. It was before I became like a collector of boots, really. And I remember seeing Wolverine 1000 Mile on Jose Zuniga's account actually when he did a cool boot haul. And so I was pretty shocked that they were that inexpensive. So I tried them on. They fit perfectly, and I was super thrilled. It said Goodyear welted on them, Wolverine 1000 Mile. It said it right there. So I was super excited. Quickly bought them. And I really liked them at first, and it's really weird. It's one of those things that as time went on, I kind of started learning more about boots and more about where they're made. And I remember seeing that Wolverine 1000 Miles were supposed to be made in the USA.
So what happened? And
I looked at the tongue, and it said made in Mexico. Yeah. And so...
Dead giveaway.
It was a dead giveaway that I had been cheated. And something that I'm a little bit salty about is that they're kind of using that 1,000 Mile logo as like a way to trick you, because if you know 1,000 Miles, if you know the boot company, and you know those boots are supposed to be made in this way and of a certain quality and a certain standard, then you'd think that these are just as good. So it must be, at the end of the day, that DSW kind of sells different lines from different companies that have a certain standard, but they sell them at like lesser quality. So I know that the Cavalier actually did a video recently for a shoe brand that has a line for DSW, and the original ones are made in, let's say, Italy, and these are actually made in also, I think they're made in either China or they're made in some other country, and they're not up to the same standard. So that to me is my biggest regret. I never wear them after getting Red Wings. They're kind of just sitting in my closet somewhere. So
it's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah, but it's definitely a learning experience, and I think
that's good. Now you know that different brands have tiers, which I think gets everyone confused, because you need to know, you need to be holding. You need to be sure which one is which.
I just ordered also Alan Edmonds from Nordstrom Rack.
Same thing happened.
It said made in the USA even on the website, and when they came, they were actually also made in Dominican Republic, and they just weren't up to that same standard.
Be careful where you buy and what you're buying, guys.
Yeah, and look where it's from.
Look where it's from.
Look where it's made.
I want to tell you about the purchase that I made.
It's a good story.
I fell into the hype game. As you know, I like the hype. Canada Goose is one of the most hype brands, especially for winter wear, and it can be pretty pricey for the MSRPs, like over $1,000 for some of the jackets.
Very expensive.
So I went on this website called Grailed, and apparently they only sell authentic goods. And a little spoiler, but I purchased this Canada Goose jacket, a parka, one of the more popular fits and models, for really cheap. I would say even less than half of the retail price. I wanted to make sure that I was getting...
It wasn't cheap, I'm sure.
It wasn't cheap. It was over $400, but it was like $425 with free shipping. So I figured...
And where was it from?
The guy was located in Amsterdam.
Okay.
So he could have been really high and like telling me like that this is... I have no idea what the...
But you trusted it.
I trusted it. The guy seemed like an honest guy. He was answering all my messages and all my questions. He had nothing else for sale. He had 5-star rating. So I purchased it. We made a deal. Sent it over. The second I got it, felt good quality. I was a little skeptical about.
I remember when you got it. You came into that store like, yo, this jacket's
I was
so
really happy
warm.
with it originally. Yes.
You need to get one. They're amazing.
Just like you with your Wolverines.
You
I was
loved
very
it. You
happy.
loved it.
I loved it. I wore it for a couple days. tested it out. Then I said, you know what? Let me make sure. I'm going to take pictures of everything, every aspect of it, the different tags, the disc that you have on your comes on the Canada Goose, and I'm going to send it to their website, to the people that do their anti-fraudulent email account. And they responded saying that this is actually a authentic jacket. Okay. And I was really happy.
So a bargain.
And I let it go, and I said, excellent, I got a bargain. I was very happy. A couple months later, I was like, you know what? The downfill doesn't seem so heavy. And I feel like the Canada Goose, if you're going to spend $1,000, it's going to have a lot of feathers in it.
Sure.
And I felt like it was very low on the feather count. So I sent it back to them. This time I was like, oh, it's definitely a real.
Oh, wait, I thought there was like a rip in it or something.
There was no rips in it. I just sent it back. I wanted them to fill it up more, because if it was a defect, they should honor it.
So something that I'm already noting is that right from the get-go, you're very suspicious of the coat. So I think, without even getting too into the story, I already think that it's not even worth it, because you don't have any peace of mind wearing the coat, that you're already so suspicious.
That was the first. But when they said it was real, I was kind of on the okay side, but then I sent it in. This is what happened. Basically, they emailed me back saying, where'd you get it from? And they had all these questions, and it turns out that when they were specifying why they were asking, they opened the coat and they were going to fill it up. They saw that there was polyester fill inside. They say none of their jackets come with polyester fill.
What?
And that was a dead giveaway. Although from pictures it looks authentic, so you know how these fakes are. They look so real. They feel good quality.
They even authenticated it.
They even authenticated themselves. It fooled the company themselves. That's how good it was. And at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? Whether it's real or not, I really don't know. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of it. I'm going to sell. I sold it for less than I got it from. I still made a little bit of money back, because people still want the hype, even if they had the risk of knowing if it's not authentic or not. They still bought it.
You were even able to sell it knowing that it was fake?
I sold it. I said it's at your own risk. I can't guarantee its authenticity. People were still eager to buy it. I got a lot of offers.
It's really wild.
Less than what I bought it for. I did take a loss, but at the end of the day, I don't have to deal with this anymore. It was a big regret going back. I wasted a lot of time and energy. Looking back, it was a pretty big mistake. I wouldn't do that again.
So what would you say is the lesson learned from the story?
Lesson learned, guys, if you want something of top quality, don't try to take the easy road out. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. You heard that very often. It's very true.
And I would say also don't buy things from other countries, especially if
it's a good point.
It's a little suspicious.
Yeah. There.
Yeah, and I agree also. If it's too good to be true, if you're buying a $1,000 jacket for $400, there's got to be something wrong with it, which also makes me wonder why there's so many people that wanted to buy the coat that you blatantly said was not necessarily authentic.
Right.
Pretty scary.
Okay, so let us know what you're thinking about. What was your worst purchase you ever had?
That would be great. I would love to know.
Give a thumbs up. Like us. Follow us on Instagram. Send us when we ask, sending in information, send it in so we can have more videos in the future.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, peace out, guys.
Bye.
Thanks.